Hi everyone. Today I would like to come to do the part 3 of my vlog. In this part, I will try to finish the rest of the 3 chapter in a short briefing from the book Tatta Ichido no Jinsei o Kairu Benkyo Shio by Fujiyama Kazuhiro. Let's change our just one life and make it interesting. So in the chapter 3, it's mentioning about the skill in the 21st century is logical thinking, or in general, we call it critical thinking. So the process of logical thinking actually break into the four key process. The first is observe. So you need to observe the phenomenon. The second thing is realization. So after you do an observation, then you have a realization. After realization, you need to come up with some hypothesis. Then a hypothesis will creating the process that we prove it's true or not true, called investigation. So the full process is actually very similar to the scientific process as well. So the second thing we mentioned in the logical thinking is the more you actually doubt about some certain things and you actually look into the essence of it, the result will be very high level. Like for example, when you doubt yourself or you challenge yourself about something, you observe, you realize, you make a hypothesis and you investigate. For example, if you're doing the presentation and you doubt you can be better, then you start to observe, you start to realize, you start to make a hypothesis of the gap between you and the better public speaker. Then you can come out, investigate, and come out with a conclusion how to improve it. The key in the realization process, especially, is as the name suggests, in the critical thinking. When you mention about critical thinking could mean critics, or it could mean critical. The word critical mean essence of thing. Then the logical thinking in the second process of realization mean what is the essence of thing. When people have a good logical thinking, people will be able to extract what is the core essence of thing and what kind of things is important and what kind of thing is not important. So when we're saying that when the children have a good critical thinking, mean that the children should be able to know what is important and what is not important. The second chapter talking about role play, or the chapter 4 talk about role play. We used to experience one of the Kinton session where we have the discussion from the world class teacher Michael Sandel. On that time, we're talking about the decision making. You put yourself into the role of the person who makes some certain decision. And I think Michael Sandel have many exercise to make us doing a role play. For example, if you are the person who distribute the food, you only have 700 bags of food or the pack of food, which actually you have 800 people. How you would distribute this? So this kind of role play simulate the whole thing and make you experience the actual situation before it actually happened. Or we can say in another term, be before you can, or before something has really happened. Children is the expert of doing a role play. You can see that the children like to do a role play to be a doctor, to be the house keeper, to be the chef. So they be something even though they are not be able to do something. Adults should learn from the children too. One of the very interesting aspect about the role play is how you look at your failure. If you look at your failure like your real you is experience this, I think things will be very serious because you associate failure with death. But if you actually look into the situation and you think that it's another you who fail, or it's another role play, it's just another role play that you make a role play in life, whether it's gonna be the exam, whether it's gonna be the role that you play, whether it's gonna be a challenge, or it's gonna be the love in your life. it's actually much easier for you to be able to handle this because you know that it's a role play, and it will make you be able to have more courage to be able to do something further. One of the things that the author suggests is for you to work earliest as possible. When you work earliest as possible, the author think that you actually be able to doing some certain role play earlier than you actually work. So you actually kind of know that what kind of thing you're gonna facing in the future. So with role play, you can actually simulate what actually gonna be happening in the future and be able to modeling your learning model to fit what you need in the future. And the last chapter of this book is talking about presentation, and presentation would be the skill that you will use the whole lifetime. We used to learn the presentation to present the ideas and to present the product. So why not we learn the presentation to present your own self? So since you will actually need people to invest on you, and you need people to invest on you, or you need to learn from others people. So the three key preparation for the presentation is you need to be considerable. So you need to think of the audience. The second thing, you need to be courageous, you need to be authentic, and you need to be able to present the idea what you think it should be. And the third thing is you need to present so it compelling enough to enforce people or enroll others people to do what you want them to do. And the standard ways to tell a good presentation is to tell a story. So if you look into the Campbell style of story making, if you make it in short, the story will be having a starting point. So you make the powerful start, like making a joke or some certain thing. So you get familiar with the audience. And the second thing is you will tell the background, so people understand you more. And the third one is about the turning point, and the last one is about the ending. So I would like to conclude my part 3 vlog and conclude the 3 chapters together in this video.